I knew I should not have followed Mick. I should have gone first. Captain Lefebvre, Captain Borma, Captain Marr, distinguished colleagues, friends, members of my family, thank you for attending my retirement ceremony. For the past several months, I've been soliciting my patients' opinion on what they thought would be the ideal retirement speech. And there were really two consistent themes. It's not about me. The focus shouldn't be on me, but on those who have supported me over the years, family, friends, mentors. And number two, keep it short. I'll do my best to follow both of those guidelines. In preparing the speech and recollecting my career, there were really several memories that stood out from the background that I'd like to share with you today. I'll start with a brief story on how my naval career began. So as Mick mentioned, actually, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, I wasn't smart enough to get directly into the Naval Academy, but I did get into the Naval Academy Prep School. So back in the summer of 1983, my parents loaded up the Chevy station wagon, put us all in there, and we left from Crofton, Maryland up to Newport, Rhode Island. So we get there, and there seems to be a little confusion on exactly where I was supposed to be dropped off. So my dad dropped me off in front of what he thought was the correct building. So here I am in my 1983 style hairdo, my lacrosse stick over my shoulder, and my duffel bag, and I proceeded to walk directly onto the quarterdeck. And most of you guys know that's a ceremonial area, it's off limits. I was not supposed to be walking onto the quarterdeck. And before I took my first step, Gunnery Sergeant Novlosky, who I'll never forget, proceeded to just light me up. He got in my face, and I don't remember exactly what he said. I mean, there was spit flying everywhere. Something about long-haired hippie and get back into the hole I crawled out of. So I ran back outside, and of course my parents were gone. So I seriously contemplated hitchhiking back to Maryland at that point. And so I kind of wandered around aimlessly, and I walked behind the building, and apparently that's where the well-informed students were dropped off. So I actually did okay. I learned how to kind of fly low and avoid Gunnery Sergeant Novlosky, and I did fine. There were really two main reasons I chose the Naval Academy. Remember, this was back in the 1980s, around the time of Top Gun, so what did I want to do? I wanted to fly jets, and I wanted to play lacrosse, and not necessarily in that order. So I did well my freshman year. Obtained solid grades, and I fulfilled my dream of playing Division I lacrosse. In 1985, as Mick mentioned, I developed this peripheral nerve disease, and it resulted in weakness in my arms and legs, and I was no longer able to run. So once I realized that this was not treatable, not reversible, I would no longer fly jets, and I would no longer play lacrosse. So it was around this time that I really reached the low point in my naval career. I can vividly recall lying in a hospital bed at Bethesda, and this was about 2 months prior to me getting my commissioning. And a senior I think he was an Air Force neurologist, was rounding with the team, and he rather bluntly informed me that I would be unable to graduate with the condition that I had. And this was 2 months prior to graduation, so this was a huge blow. And a million thoughts were going through my mind. Should I get out? Should I grow my hair out, go to grad school, sleep in the morning? The thought crossed my mind. But after some pretty intense soul searching and prayer, I decided to take the high road. I fought hard to get my commission, and with the help of my company officer, and as Mick mentioned, some of the lacrosse coaches, we were able to get a physical waiver that allowed me to receive my commission in the medical corps. That was one of the best decisions I ever made. I found a career that I was passionate about. My Navy medicine career began in 1989, and it's really been full of great challenges and opportunities since that time. I recall the first day of my internship. Here I am, a timid transitional intern, starting out on the feared red team surgery at Portsmouth. Dr. Malinowski, Dr. Moore, and Dr. Bono, now Admiral Bono. I show up bright and early, 5 a.m. to the OR, and I look at the surgery schedule, and it has me listed as the primary surgeon, and Dr. Bono listed as a secondary, so I thought there's got to be a mistake here. So I get in the room, and Dr. Bono walks in, and she asked me if I've ever done an inguinal hernia repair. And I kind of chuckled. I'm like, man, this is the first day of my internship. No? And she said, have you ever seen an inguinal hernia repair? And yes, as a medical student. She then asked me if I knew my anatomy, and I kind of sheepishly replied yes. And then she pimped me on some of the regional anatomy, and I did well. So she then asked me, she says, stick out your hand. And she slapped a scalpel on my palm and said, let's get going. So I was very nervous, obviously, but she really made me comfortable, and she taught me the importance of really being patient and working with our house staff and teaching our house staff. It really left a lasting memory with me. Fast forward to our wedding in 1997. Marianne and I, it was really 99% Marianne, 1% John, put together a wonderful event. We brought together the massive Cleary clan, most of whom are here today with the Hawleys. And I think there were people from all phases of my life. High school, Matt Decker, Naval Academy, medical school. We had folk, I mean, it just really was a special event. And I left a lasting memory, I think, on everybody that attended the event. I recall the birth of each of our 4 children, 3 of whom were born in naval hospitals, 2 of whom were delivered by family practice staff. In fact, the good Dr. Maher delivered Daniel in 2007 right here at Naval Hospital Jacksonville. And Marianne still gives me a hard time about taking Mick and her father Vince out for a beer. Right? It was probably about 15 minutes after the delivery, so I think I probably should have waited another hour or so. But at the time, it felt like the right thing to do. The importance of family became most apparent to me when I was separated from the family 2008 to 2009 while stationed in Launchville, Germany. This time away really gave me a greater appreciation of the importance of spending quality time with my wife and children. This separation gave me time to reflect on ways to spend more time with the family and was the impetus for the RVing phase of our life. Within a few months of getting home, I traded the Mazda and bought this big F-350 pickup and a 5th-wheel camper. And since that time, we've been really traveling all over the Southeast, going to soccer, lacrosse tournaments, family trips. And was this a financially sound decision? No way. Was this the right decision for our family? Absolutely. The time together with family and the fond memories are worth every penny we paid. At this point, I'd like to recognize the people in my life who have made my 24-year naval career possible. First and foremost, my wife, Marianne. You have been there by my side for 18 years. You have persevered 4 military moves. You have helped me raise 4 wonderful children, and you've been my sounding board during challenging times. This journey would not have been possible without you. I thank you, and I love you. My parents, they taught me the value of hard work, religion, and family. Over my lifetime, I have relied heavily on these principles, and they have served me well. My mom taught me the importance of listening to the patient and placing the patient first. My dad emphasized the 3 Ds: discipline, drive, and desire, important qualities to have across all phases of life, including the classroom, the athletic fields, and the workplace. My children, Jack, Anne-Marie, Sean, and Daniel. You guys are a great source of pride for me, and I truly look forward to seeing you guys at the end of the workday, most workdays. I'd like to take this time to give you guys some advice. It's very rare that I get all 4 of you together with your undivided attention. This is advice that Admiral McCraven, former commander, United States Special Operations Command, gave to the graduating class at the University of Texas last year, stressing the importance of how one person can make a difference in the world. And I quote, "Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risk, step up when the times are toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, then the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today." End quote. If you guys were listening, you get a quiz. My staff, Ms. Damali Blackwood, H.N. Madeline Holmes, H.N. Jared Ludd, Ms. Celeste Thomason, I'm not sure if Ms. T made it, You guys are there in the trenches with me every day. Your hard work and behind-the-scenes efforts often go unnoticed by patients and staff. Your selfless dedication has made my life much easier. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And lastly, I'd like to recognize my patients. I feel as if I have become a better person because of the lessons I have learned from my patients. My chronic pain patients have taught me the importance of compassion. My complex patients whom I struggle establishing a definitive diagnosis have taught me the importance of remaining humble. And I've probably learned the most from my sickest patients, my terminally ill cancer patients, ALS patients with profound weakness who can no longer care for themselves. These patients, despite their profound impairments, frequently have the best attitudes. They have taught me how to appreciate life and live life to its fullest. I feel truly blessed to have had such a rewarding naval career. I am proud to have served my country for the past 24 years, and I sincerely thank all of you for coming today.
Kevin LaFavor will now present Captain Hawley with his award. Military, attention to award.